What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition MC. That writes fiction. Back at it with another reaction. We got some more fantastic hip hop. Why Kanye West hates and is jealous of Kendrick Lamar. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Oh man, so I got to hear at least good credit from the I Am Music Playboi Carti. Kendrick went on there and spazzed. You can check out my reaction. And there was a lot of speculation on who he was talking about, but Kanye decided to do Kanye things and basically send out a tweet that was just so random. Like, it's just all like, why though? You know what I mean? And especially given the praise, the collaborations that they've done, it's really, really weird. But Kendrick has as far as the light right now. You know, something that Kanye had for a long time. And to me, I'm just like, it's different. It's like people just want Kanye to be Kanye with music, but he's doing all this other stuff, a lot of stuff that's just all like, I don't want to try to understand. And that's me being a Kanye fan because I'm just like, how can you make sense of it? How can you make sense of the stuff that you say in the music and the things that you fight for, but then you actively participate and actively, do stuff with it? Like he can say certain things about women and different things like that, or what women shoulda do, and he uses his daughter as like the scapegoat for it. Like, I don't want, like when he was talking about his ex Kim and different things like that and people that she would have around him, but then he marries someone and does the most degenerate stuff, and it's just all like, why? And it makes you question, like, okay, is that gas or whatever stuff messing up his brain, all these different things like that, because he has shown weird behavior all around. But let's go ahead and see what Fantastic Hip
Now,
Hop's
it
got to
seems like
say.
every time Kendrick Lamar does something new, another rapper is just
I
crashing
want
out
that
because of
damn
him, and this
desk,
time around
man.
because of his features on Playboi Carti's new album. We have seen a moment where somebody has came at Kendrick that is wanted to for quite some time, as with none other than Kanye West himself. Right after Playboi Carti dropped this new record, he came out and disrespected Kendrick as he said that he
Like, for
hates
no
his
reason.
music. And with all of this, currently what we are finding out is that more than any of Kendrick Lamar's other accomplishments and what he has done in the spotlight, Playboi Carti choosing to include Kendrick and make him such a big part of this new record has caused Kanye to talk about the
Several
king of hip hop
tracks
right
on
now in
there.
a way like no other rapper would even think about out loud. And now, before we go any further into what all of this means, and really dive into how much Ye despises Kendrick, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now, when it comes to this current situation that is unfolding between Kendrick and Ye, first off, it is truly wild to see the type of impact that Playboi Carti's new album is having just right after it came out, because really, as Ye
It
was
is.
listening
It's
to and
very
posting about the
interesting.
final version of I Am Music, which we were all
It like, for one, I'm not like a Playboi Carti fan. The only song that I've heard as far as that's solely his song, and I listened to clips of it because it was in skits, was like the Magnolia track. And a lot of times I heard the instrumental or just the chorus, than the actual song. And so I never got what the whole Playboi Carti allure was with people. And then, he dropped this project. I heard as far as the track with Kendrick, the good credit track. And even within that, when I was listening to Cardi, I'm just all like, I said it was similar to like ODB, and it's not to disrespect ODB. It's just as far as the way that he gets on tracks, kind of like the drunken kung fu master type of thing. Because I was hearing Playboy's part on the good credit, and I'm just all like, man, this just isn't my vibe. But everybody, like, there's people who are big hip hop heads that were just like waiting for this project, and I don't know what the allure is, I really don't. But it's very interesting, like you said, the impact that it's been having, because there was people, I guess he's been saying he's going to be dropping this project for a minute, or a project for a minute, and he finally did. So that's always dope. And people are giving it, some positive responses. So I may check out the album. Like I said, I was really hyped and I really like Kendrick's part, good credit. But I still don't know what the lore is. Some people be like, "Oh, you're Ugg status," or da 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 da. I just, I'm sitting up here listening to Rock Maggio, The Alchemist, freaking like all these different dope stuff, So, um, Conway the Machine, freaking like lyricists. I sorry, like there's just something that is so just simple about vocally, lyrically being able to demolish something. And so when I can barely understand you, or it's kind of like, is he taking this serious? But it might just be, I'm always open to stuff. It just might be a type of aspect that's happened to music that is more free flowing. Could be, I don't know.
Hearing. And of course, keep in mind with Playboi Carti that this is an artist who, over the past year even, has worked on multiple records with Ye, including a
And I've
number one
heard
on the
some of
Billboard
those
Hot
tracks,
100 in
and I
Carnival.
was still
And as Ye
like,
was listening to this record and sharing his thoughts in real time, what became very clear is that after talking about a few tracks, his anger and disdain for Kendrick Lamar overtook him, as it reached an all-time high and it caused him
because
to
he
say
was
out loud,
jealous.
"I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti album." And now with this, what is clear is that with both
It's
of the
so
sentences that Ye
ridiculous.
wrote, he is clearly jealous of Kendrick Lamar and despises how high he has been able to ascend in hip hop, because really, at this point for Ye, he feels like Kendrick has taken every single thing that he either used to represent or that he always wanted to achieve. As from just being the face of hip hop to being the guy who is gonna go down in the books for ending Drake's career. Overall, Kendrick is now doing things that in certain instances, like winning the beef with Drake, that Ye just wished he was able to accomplish. And now really, while Ye clearly felt a way about how Drake's career has ended and how much Kendrick Lamar has been praised for it ever
Which,
since, well,
to
just as he
me,
said in his own words, Kendrick taking down his arch nemesis,
I just don't understand. I'm not saying that Kanye is with his music is above beef, but I don't listen to Kanye. I never listened to Kanye for him to beef with somebody. It's been the music. That, like, these are different lanes, and it's not to say like, okay, well, Kendrick, his music is the same, like, as far as like artistry, because if you look at what Kanye was doing, especially like just the rollout, the actual artistic genius of the stuff that he released, even when he showed the snippet. I think when he was dropping Yeezus, he would go around and have stuff projected in different places. Like, it was just like the most thrown and stuff, but it was dope. It was freaking dope. And so Kendrick, I think Kendrick just came from a cloth where when you disrespect, it's just a whole different level, and I feel like in the sport of hip hop, Kendrick has always been almost like that battle rapper type of vibe, but he's an artist. Like, he's an artist, which I think worked very well in his favor. Kanye is an artist, but you're not the way who he beefs with is just like random stuff. Even the whole back and forth between him and 50 Cent, it's it's I Kanye. let his music speak. And now he's doing more speaking than making music that actually is able to hit people and be and inspire people. You know, I was one of the biggest Kanye fans. I don't think I've heard a full project since the Ye EP pretty much. And like Kids See Ghosts. I haven't heard Donda. I haven't heard Jesus is King. I like there's after a point I was just all like, man, and so even with hearing some of the vultures, I'm just all like, yo, what is going on? I personally don't even know why Carnival is as popular as it is. Like it's some of his most vulgar, just off the wall stuff. I praise the independent release. I praise as far as the artistic dope moves that he makes, but the content, it's just not the same. So Kanye just being jealous of this is wild and unnecessary. It's just all like, bro, come on, man. Like you're Kanye, you know, and so but now it's going now when you say you're Kanye, it's not having that same effect. It's more like, you know, and it's just, yeah, it can be at a point where people can hate him and then he does something and it just seems like that's his pattern. He'll do something that is great and then he will just crash out and make everybody hate him and then he does something that makes everyone love him. And I think that after going through that back and forth so often, it's just all like, well, can you just do the stuff without making us hate you? Like, why that? You know, it's wild. It's wild.
Was still not enough to make him go and call out the rapper who has been getting the most attention. With the release of Music, which again is an album from an artist that Ye has been locked in with for years and for Playboi Carti, at a certain point, Ye was a mentor to him who helped him develop his sound and build his reputation as an artist because after all, aside from all the big songs these two made together, Ye did fully executive produce Whole Lotta Red, and his contributions to that record and what he did for Carti ended up really cementing a turning point in his career where he ultimately was able to rise into the place that he is today. And now what all of this means for Ye is that now with him seeing the guy who he feels he helped mold into a superstar and who used to look up to him for creative advice and input, now just barely include him with any of the direction on this album and then include 3 Kendrick Lamar features. And making this even worse, of course there was a rumor that Kendrick was the creative director for this record, which while that does not seem to be the case, with him being on tracks 5, 10, and 15, and even with that, with the sequencing and flow of how this album works alongside his features, which just for reference, the first time we hear him he's doing ad-libs, the second time he has a hook, and the third time he has an entire verse. Overall, with all of this, and with some of the lyrics Kendrick said, which showed how recently all of this was made, it's pretty clear to see that Kendrick was a major player when it came to making this record as a whole and did have a lot of influence in its creative process. And I mean, because Carti has linked up with Kendrick and they are now being looked at as the surprise duo that has won everybody over, and that really have ended up making some of the most exciting music that we have seen in hip-hop in so long together, I mean, with what Ye said, it is so clear that he has lived over this, as he is now really realizing that as a rapper and artist, he has not just lost everything in the music industry, but worst of all for him, he has now lost control of the rappers who used to look up to him and ask for his creative input all of the time, which really...
Before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me. Hey, if you want to dive into new music, I have a catalog. Yeah. These are not singles. These are albums. But more recently this year, I did release an album called Tame Chaos. So you can listen, stream, download, purchase, all of that in the link in the description. And just, you know, check it out because I want to see if people are actually seeing this and going to the site. So anyways, which as if you're artistic for like that's one of the things you pride yourself on, like okay, they're gonna come to me for yeah, like they're gonna come to me because they love my creative input, and to bypass you, it's just all like what you know, type of thing. And so it's just it's interesting. It's really sad to see. It really this was not in when it was not in my in the future that I saw for Kanye, you know, as far as when I first heard Kanye and or Jack in college drop out from Target with Twister the day after as well. And just, tearing off the freaking what you would call it, reading the inserts, seeing the disc of the Kanye Bear, everything that was going on to this crash out, man. It is whew, let that type of creativity not fire. Some people would be like, don't let that love fire me. No, no, don't let that type of creativity because I don't understand. I don't, and it could all just be a game. All these people are playing on levels that us mere humans, don't even understand. But it's just it's wild. It's wild. But let me know what y'all think. I believe the full video in the description. But it's Swiss Composition MC that writes fiction. I'm back at it with another reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 10K. Make sure to check out the description for music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.